we got to talk about probably the worst starter on the entire Giants roster. And that's Evan Neal, who once again seems to be slotted at the right tackle position, regardless of what he's done in the past. Whereas Jermaine Eluemunor,
which is not much,
is gotten put into the left guard, but he's just sitting there with years of experience at right tackle and plays so much better than Evan Neal. And like, no, you're going to be here. You go over there. Now, I will say this.
Play nice.
We talked about Daniel Jones versus Drew Lock earlier. And this is a similar kind of scenario. This is a fan battle, not a coaching battle. Let me be very clear on that. Fan battle, not a coaching battle.
100%.
But, yeah. I'm trying to play a little devil's advocate there, as you like to do, Rob, as well. And I'm looking for reasons to be optimistic about Evan Neal. And it's not easy. Let me be very clear on that. That is not easy. I could sit there and say he's had some injuries. Maybe he can be fully healthy, and that's going to help. I could say the Giants signed Jon Runyan to put next to him. Perhaps better play to the side of him will help him more than we thought. We all know Bobby Johnson did not succeed as the offensive line coach. Maybe Carmen Bricillo can fix him. He is very young. He was highly touted coming out of Alabama.
Freaking Bama.
Yeah, roll tide. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, though, that the most optimistic things I can say are hopes and dreams.
Maybe our coach could fix this junior. Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm at now. Like, the only optimistic things I'm saying is hopefully this, hopefully that. And by the way, he was a big prospect a couple years ago. That's not good.
I mean, the past 2 years, you didn't hear much this year, but he also lost the fan base when he said, we're a bunch of burger flippers and all that. But
which, by the way, I had burgers last night. I was thinking about him because I was flipping the burger. I'm like, damn, he's right.
I do it so well.
God damn it.
But he's tried to put in the work in. He's tried to switch things up. Maybe it's a coaching. Like, you got a lot of high level, former Giants. Kind of like he's got the talent. He just needs this, that, or that. And it just hasn't panned out. So, was it Bobby Johnson? So, we can sit there and say that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Or maybe Evan Neal's flip should be converted into the burger flip.
I think this is going to be a big year for him. We're going to find out what he really is after this year, for sure. Because third year, and one more year to go after that, and that's it. And then we're free of him if he continues the way he's going. We talked about Jermaine Eluemunor. We went over the left tackle position a minute ago. There again, 68.7 PFF grade. Played with Carmen Bricillo in Vegas and New England. He's a veteran, but he's also, the biggest key is he is a massive upgrade over Evan Neal's performance last year. Massive upgrade.
Not saying much, but yes.
But again, he's never going to be a great player. He's an average to slightly above average player. He has already peaked. The other thing that you got to question on that is Jermaine Eluemunor can play pretty much anywhere you want him to play except for center. Can I say the same about Evan Neal? Everybody talks about putting him over to guard. We haven't seen him play guard since 3-4 years ago.
He hasn't figured out the footwork or where he's at, and you want to put him somewhere else?
And that's the problem we run into. I want to put him somewhere else, but it's McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Nice. You just go through the drive-thru and that's what you see. That's what I see.
Evan, is that you?
Yeah.
Would you like fries with that? Yes, I would, Evan.
Yeah. Would you like to supersize that?
Is your milkshake machine down again?
Yeah.
It's always down. But to me, this is what ticks me off, and I alluded to it before, but this is I've said it on the show before, especially with Evan Neal, is that this regime is trying to validate all their picks. Evan Neal has done nothing to deserve being handed a starting spot on this line. That's an issue. Stop giving him things like that, like he's some like favorite child or something like that. That's what they're treating him like.
Yeah.
Like, to me, this should be an open competition with both players having all the shot in the world of winning. And then who let the best man win. You know,
100%.
and you could have done it in the OTAs at the beginning of minicamp. I'm not saying you keep it going the entire offseason, but you should take your time and see what they do.
Even if you have no intent of putting Eluemunor over there, you should have put him over there just to light a fire under Evan Neal's ass.
Oh, yeah.
You take a guy in OTAs, which is a friendly thing for the players, so and friendly. You say, hey, so friendly. You're like, hey, Neal, why don't you go play guard right now? And hey, Eluemunor, why don't you come over to right tackle and see what you can do? Yeah. And then they just, all they have to do is sit in the press, be like, oh, Eluemunor, stopped this and did that. And they talk about him just a little bit of right tackle. Maybe Evan Neal finds a little bit more fire in his ass.
And that's why I'm saying that. I think that's the big thing for me. Don't get me wrong, guys. I would love Evan Neal to change, become a good player, and control that right tackle position. Let's go, okay, this was a good pick. I don't like the idea that we potentially wasted a top 7 pick.
No
one likes it. But I'm also a realist.
Yeah, but there's also, let's be realistic too, about different players and different coaching styles for each different player, because some players, they need to be pampered. Some players need to be babied and whined. Some players, you need to be like, yo, you're messing up, and I'm going to take your job away if you can't do this. And that lights a fire real fast, and you get the best performance out of the player. And it's not the, I guess, PC love, if you will, but some people need to hear something like that.
You're not wrong. Like, I think Evan Neal is probably the type that you have to have little kids' gloves with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but sometimes even with kids' gloves, like you be like, hey, listen, like we want you to do this, but if you can't do it, you don't have a job.
Yeah, but it's also some people will shut down in that circumstance. And look what he did when the fans got on him. Oh, a bunch of burger flippers. Like he got really sensitive. Like he got butthurt pretty bad.
Well, he probably should have said it.
I'm just saying he got a little butthurt there. So, like I said, I just think that my biggest thing with him I'm curious on is how long is the leash going to be? Like at what point do we go, you know what, Evan, this ain't working out. It's not you, it's me. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like you're talking about shortening the leash. You do it like in an OTA where it's a free open practice. It's not as big as deal as like in week 4. You're like, get off the field.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Is like you do that in the offseason.
Like I said, I'm with you. I just don't think I just think they seem hell bent on putting him at right tackle and proving their point that they made a good pick. And listen, guys, I'm not going to say that I didn't like him coming out of college. I liked him coming out of college. I think Rob, you were in the same boat, I think, as well, right? I mean, he was considered the best tackle prospect in that draft. I don't know what happened, but all I know is it did happen. And you can either accept that, give him a shot to see what he can do, you know, as far as how he can improve, or you can move on. But there's also a happy medium where you say, you know what, we're going to give you a chance to see what you can do.
Yeah.
Even if you can't keep your starting job, we'll let you sit on the bench a little, work with you on the side at that point. We'll give you extra hours. Yeah, that's where it's at. Like, you can't hand this guy a starting job again. Like, this has the makings of Eric Flowers 2.0 all over it. Except Eric Flowers, who made the mistake of not trying him at guard. We should have. Let's not repeat the mistakes, guys. Let's not repeat the mistakes.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.